Now I can.
That's better.
Hi, everybody. I guess I'll say
Mm.
hi. I'm just going with the flow. Terry's going to do all the talking tonight, and we're going to do this.
I'm sorry if I wasn't saying anything, you
Oh,
guys.
no, it was so
I was
cute. I
trying to
loved
get
it. It
to the
was so,
right.
I'm just joking. I'm just
You're
Oh, I
joking.
going
was
right
trying to
to
get one
work.
on your screen.
Yeah. And
Um,
Diana's got a new window. I love that. I don't
mm,
remember seeing that
Oh,
window.
It
you
looks like a
probably
church window.
it
Yeah.
is. It's an
Oh,
antique. I've
oh,
had it I've had it a long time too, so
okay.
but it's been in this window since I moved in. It's just I don't sit like this. I sit
Yeah, you
everywhere
sit
else.
the different way. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to not be drowned out by the sun.
There you go.
Couple of
Okay.
reasons. I don't want it shining on me.
I know. I
Don't
get
have
you.
any sunblock on.
I get you. So actually, there is something that Terry and was talking about before we came in, and I think it might be smart to talk about that crystalline grid energy. But I do want to mention, of course, Kelly's here, and we're sending her lots of love as well. And Terry, if you want to talk about that for a little while, I think we could all use it because the solar storms are really, really strong, and a lot of us are affected by them.
yeah, so there's a lot going on there, you guys. Your bodies are activating, and the grid is activating to fifth and sixth dimension. And it's hard on your body because your body is made for third dimension, even though your senses may not have been made. Like
Mhm.
a lot of us are very sensory overload if we go into a crowded space or something. So
Uh-huh.
it's important if you can on a daily basis to get up and activate your body and activate your crystalline body, your light body.
Uh-huh.
So you have your physical form, then you have your auric field, and then you have what's called your light body, like a hologram that goes
Mhm.
around your body. And if you can kind of breathe in and out and do some breath work every day and acclimate um, your all your different parts of your body, like you don't have to say them, but just say, "My skin is acclimating. My skeletal system is activating. My brain is activating." And
Mm.
just kind of my whole body is activating. And every cell in your body and the space between your cells is activating. It's really important to do that on a daily basis, I think. So, if you can.
I I love that suggestion. I am going to take you up on it. The minute the show is over, I'm
Yeah.
going to run
Yeah.
to the lake with the dogs.
Mhm.
Uh,
Get grounded too. Yeah.
Beautiful. What
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Thank you.
you're
Yeah. Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah.
The
I
other
love
thing
that.
is
You.
we have the 12 strands of DNA that are getting activated. So as they get activated, you're going to be more sensitive, but you're also going to be able to accept all this energy. So just be aware of that, what that looks like. And, your
Mhm.
body's going to change and you're going to be able to live till a really long age. That's the good news.
Oh,
If you
wow.
want to.
You have orbs floating over on your quilt, for lack of a better term, right?
Oh, oh,
Oh,
On the drop side of
yeah,
yeah,
it, there were three orbs floating.
cool.
that
I saw.
there's a vortex right above my
Ah,
bed. And
oh,
Okay.
then there's another one in my bedroom, so or my bathroom. Of course, it's in the bathroom.
Of
Mhm.
course it is. Well, thank you, Terry, because we were talking, and of course, my fibro is really bad. Diana has a really hard time with these solar storms in her body as well. And when Kelly and I were on, we were talking about different things, intuition and so on. But I also believe that sometimes my upgrades are when I'm either sleeping and dreaming or I don't feel good. I'd have a malady, like my pain in my muscles or something, and I'm feeling like that is myself activating at a higher vibration. But
Yeah,
is it pushing out the old junk? That's what it kind of feels like.
it is. It's totally, you're totally purging out the old,
No.
literally purging out the old
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and then your light body is activated. Another great thing to do right now is to walk with your light body. Like take your light body for a walk and
Uh,
just imagine it. And when you see people,
yeah.
yesterday I saw a couple of guys standing uh, at the bus stop,
Yeah.
and they were hanging out, and I was like, and I looked at them and I thought, oh, I'm going to put a light body on both of them and just see what they look like in their light body. So if you see people, it really helps you not to be judgmental to yourself and to others because if you recognize everyone's light,
Hmm.
there's nothing to judge. We're all the same. We're all light
Right.
beings, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of how we're acting or what we're wearing, or
True.
so it's very freeing for
Hmm.
me to just
Yeah.
see somebody's light body.
I
Like,
just love this. This is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Thank you. I think it was good.
Yeah.
We needed this today more than a lot of other times, and so
Mhm.
thank you
Yeah.
for doing that. Appreciate it.
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you,
my honor.
Mary.
It's an honor.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. So I
And
love
so
to
is
be here.
everybody in the chat. So hopefully that helps you as well in knowing what is going on with you. So, yeah, I guess we're just going to go ahead and jump in and start doing some of these dreams.
Okay.
Oh, this is really sweet. Lorraine's having a spiritual reaction to Diana. Look at her, the way the sun and the picture are enveloping her.
Right.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love that.
I
That's beautiful,
know.
Lorraine.
Some appreciation. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please make sure you put in your dreams, visions, or appearances, and we'll see how many we can do tonight. I'm going to hang in as long as I can. And yeah, yeah. All right. So go ahead, Terry. Why don't we start with Paul's?
Okay. I'm coming back. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up with Lorraine. Lorraine, I think I've got all your dream.
Okay.
Okay. Going to the stars. Paul, hello, Paul Freed. Hello, all. Had a dream 2 nights ago. I was living in a London castle. I was hearing someone playing the violin. It was playing at time for us, Romeo and Juliet, as I was I was waking up, I think, or as I was walking to wake up, I think is what he's saying. I'm not sure. Let's see what the rest of it says. The violin was still playing. Does this mean anything? The night before, Lily and I were watching Romeo and Juliet. Oh,
Okay. Okay.
love that, Paul.
Um, Paul, I know you've decided to just be good friends, which is fine, but maybe that's what a time for us is saying to you. This is a time for us to have whatever it is we have, and maybe if things change, they change, and if they don't, I don't know. But that certainly probably had something to do with that dream, wouldn't you say so, ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I agree.
I have patience.
Oh, that's perfect, right?
I know. Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's perfect, Paul. And Paul, I pulled manifest that that you've manifested this, and look at all of the dreams that you two have made come true. I mean, on all of your trips and whatnot. And I get this, the movie and the Romeo and Juliet, that was too, that was something that you have manifested into your reality.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's lingering while you had woken. That was solidifying. Sure, the watching the movie triggered some things here,
Mhm.
but it's a real thing.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I got calm,
Yeah.
and then I also got fellowship, which goes along with being friends first.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a good point. First, yeah, I don't know if they've pulled the card on that yet or not, Paul. That's not going to happen. I got manifest too.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Wow.
So,
You
yeah,
know, less than a month ago, she was just a memory.
Yep.
And now he has manifested her back into his life, and it's a time for them. They were together, they went their separate ways, and now they're together again. I just feel like listening to his intuition and asking the question brought him to be back
I
with Lily.
agree.
do you,
Yep.
do you feel like there's some sort of an akashic thing there too, as far as like that time frame from Romeo and Juliet and England, and it just
Yeah.
when you were talking about that, I could see you guys in a lifetime together.
Yeah,
It was
past life.
yeah.
How many times have you been in this castle? Whether it's the same castle or another
Right?
one really doesn't
That's
matter.
true.
But
Yeah.
this is like the
Yeah.
fourth or fifth dream. You've come with the castle, the piano
Mhm.
playing, Elvis singing. So
Yeah.
this is the reconnection of this past life, this continuous soul survival of the two of you together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's Aley. It's amazing. Mhm.
Right?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, sure. Okay, next. Dun, 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 dun. Amy Elizabeth. Hello, Amy.
Hi, me.
My estranged father died in May. I've been waiting to see if he was going to come around. I had a short dream about him. I must have been a child in the dream because I was staring up at him. He was about 40 years younger in the dream, too. He was talking to someone outside of my view, and he said, I wear a size 5 men's shoe. In the dream, I was thinking men's shoes don't come in size 5,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a boy's size, and the same as a woman's size 6.5, which is my size.
Mhm.
I laughed when I woke up. What a bizarre message for him to send to me. I can only think the number 5 is a number of transition.
Wow.
Oh,
And
What do,
change.
what do I get immediately? I get he walked in the shoes of a boy, and because he was estranged, he just didn't want to grow up.
yeah.
He didn't want responsibility.
Oh man, I have nothing to add to that.
Wow. Just my first thought. I don't know. Yeah.
That
Seems
makes
like.
so much sense.
Uh-huh. It's a
I pulled,
backhand apology, maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly.
oh no. I pulled receive, and it's a bed, but the other card I got was believe. So I really do believe that he was there, and pulling this card, they really want you to also believe that it was he actually, this was actually a thing. He came in to comfort you and see you, and now if you want more visitations, I would just ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I pulled eliminate. So I'm kind of
Oh,
wondering if he doesn't want you to walk in his shoes too.
I
That
love
That's
was the
that.
yeah.
thing
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that
yes.
Don't make the same mistakes I did. Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, Diane.
Well, and just to add to all of that, because it was his ego,
Ah, of
right?
course.
The child ego. And so the
Yeah.
message for you is re-energize your life, right? This is clearing. There's a positive path ahead of you. You can get in your own ego now. You let that go. And just like Terry said, call him back in and he'll come back if you
Yeah.
want.
If you want.
Yeah. If you want. Hi,
Mhm.
Jeff. Yeah. Yeah. And
Mhm.
walking in his shoes, he's pointing out his childhood. So I don't know if something happened back there, Amy.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Jeff Tarot asked backwards is here tonight. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeff.
Mary Starshine Dream. I saw a dark blue sky with a small planet all by itself. Huge waves of water were covering and moving across the entire surface. No land masses at all, and the only light in the sky was a huge giant moon.
Hmm.
Sounds similar to the dream I had last night.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah, I for me, it felt like I was in Mexico, and the waves were so huge; they were almost like tsunami waves, and I could see in my dream, I could see the land kind of giving away and going out into the ocean. Um, but yeah, I hadn't really thought about that until now, until I read that, Mary. So that's kind of crazy.
Wow. Yeah, and I do see, that's really interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You guys go ahead.
The only thing that I saw that the James Webb captured a picture of a fully watered planet. Now,
Yeah.
whether that planet is completely frozen or not, but they beamed it back, and it's it's way out there somewhere. I'm just thinking to myself, you maybe have been astral traveling out there, and you were on hanging on the James Webb. Maybe you took the picture.
Right? I
Yeah.
got these two cards are stuck together, which like, oh my gosh, here we go. Okay, so these two cards, trust the timing,
Mhm.
trust the wave you came in on.
Wow.
Time is not running out, and water's covering everything. There's no land mass. There's a tree growing somewhere, but and then the next one was the void. Stop, embrace winter, greet the cosmic womb. Right there in the very middle
Mm.
is that little tiny moon.
Mm,
Oh,
wow. And I got the moon intuition. Look at, and it's with the fish and the slice. I call it the fingernail in the sky. When you go like this
Yeah.
and go.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's so funny because when I looked at that, I went, "Oh, Allie, look! It looks like a big old whale. There's his
I
eyes,
did.
there's his
Yeah. Yeah.
mouth."
Uh-huh. Yeah.
hmm And I pulled barrier.
Oh.
So the stream of water. Rossi said something about it could be a lifetime in Sirius B, and that's what I thought
Mhm.
when I first saw it too.
Okay.
It's a water planet, but that you had that dream as well,
Yeah.
Kelly. And then I think there's a big storm right now hitting Mexico as well.
Up the
So
Gulf. Weren't we talking about that last week? Didn't that come up last week?
maybe so, but I do think the West Coast is going to get hit. Um, so
Yeah.
this could be something. It's water, water, water with everybody's predictions right
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So something.
Oh
Um,
no,
oh, you
sorry.
go ahead. I'm sorry, honey.
Oh God, no, 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 no.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Mary, I got release, and look at that water flowing out. And and typically water always coincides with emotions. And so if there's anything that you've been holding on to, maybe you're working on it while you're sleeping and doing some huge releasing. But I would also recommend that, during the waking hours, if you can too, because this huge shift is really, really important, and it's pushing all of our crud to the surface.
Yeah.
Yep.
And out of our pores.
And credit is a nice term for it.
I'm
Yep.
getting these
Right.
all those little red dots that were those little white dots that you get when you've been in the sun or somebody's swimming pool and all, chlorine, and the little kids are in the pool too. And all of a sudden, I mean, they've been there since my neighbor's redneck pool, and they're coming out and just scabbing over themselves and then disappearing and healing. So
Mm.
I believe that that is the toxins that you're talking about pushing their way out that have, isn't
Yeah.
that the zombie stuff? The zombie,
Well, actually, the zombie cells that they're talking about, as I understand them, and not my forte 100%, but as I understood it, it was activating cells of crystalline energy that we already had activated in another density, probably. That they're already in our bodies. They just have to be activated.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And Casey did say this about California.
Mm.
And of course, there's also the map of the United States, the I Am America map. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of water here.
A lot of water, water, water.
A lot of water, and
World.
not the kind to drink.
Yeah. I'm oceanfront in that. So
Yeah.
Water world.
Thanks, Miss Sherlock. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mary Starshine.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that was that. Then the next one is Lorraine. Okay, Lorraine. May 30th, my documented dream. There was a blue tarp covering lots of white ducks. They were in a pool of sorts and were drowning due to the tarp holding them down tightly. I ripped the tarp back, and the ducks slowly got themselves out of the water and became very strong again. I wasn't alone, and there were unknown people with me, lots of us. Behind me, there was a very, very long red, thin snake and lots of baby red snakes. The babies were very close to the big red snake. We all got the big snake and shoved it into a tiny baby food jar and snapped the lid down on it. I love this. Okay. Then away. We knew they all had died, and we had sealed up the long snake, and we knew that was the end of them. The babies began to look misfired and were shrinking even smaller and begging for help and food, mouths open to look pitiful. We all turned our backs on them, and even though we walked, oh yeah, we don't have the rest of it, do we? Yeah, she was trying
There
to.
is a lot there, though, that we could talk
There is,
about.
yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
I get ducks in a row.
That's a good one.
Putting your ducks in a row. I think this is a prophetic dream about the big ugly bill.
Yep.
To be honest with you, because the babies are starving, and the snakes were even looking for food. So the people that pass the bill, they're snakes. It's like, and even if you jam them into a baby food jar, you can't feed the ducks that food.
Yeah. You guys go ahead.
Wow.
I pulled closure, Lorraine, and so with the death of the snakes, you with death comes closure, and with the white ducks, I get purity and I get light and I get hope, and so I do feel like there's closure coming, and I get that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and there's the whole purity of the ducks and the innocence that eventually will come into fruition.
And I got that sense of urgency here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what does red represent? But and that through it all, there will be a culmination, an ending.
Yeah. Wow.
So I do agree. I think that was pretty prophetic.
Yeah.
And the urgency too, the red color being urgency.
Yeah.
With the red trousers.
Yeah. I got reframe
Uh-huh.
and calm.
Aha.
Try to stay calm. And Lorraine says, I do believe it represents the MAGAs and their leader. And that was the other part that she
Yeah.
put in
Okay.
there.
The
Yeah.
baby jars, I think, are just merely indicating that it doesn't, they want people to have babies, but they don't have the food to feed them.
Oh, yeah. Right? And then it's
Interesting.
your problem
which is really sad.
when
Yeah.
none of us have any money to pay our electric bills.
Right. Yeah. You know, sometimes this is how they come in, but we don't know that until later. Like you said, it was May 30th that you had the dream. And that was a while ago, even though we did know that this was coming. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Well, thank you, Lorraine. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That was everybody's really getting good on the dreams, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. All right.
Okay. This is from Jen. So yesterday I was chatting on the phone with Sherry while she was driving. I was sitting in the living room of this very old house. Out of the corner of my right eye, I caught a flash of light that appeared like an orb, or that appeared orb-like. As I looked over at the orb, it turned into what looked like a feather of transparent brown hues that floated to and fro 3 times and poof, was gone. I was left dumbfounded and stunned. I said out loud, whomever you are or whatever you are, thank you for choosing to appear to me and hello. I also noticed a robin flying around closely outside the window of the main entry um, door. A lot after this happened. Connected? You may say so. Jen, did this happen in real life? Or, I mean, were you conscious? Were
She
you
was,
awake?
yeah, she sent it to me and said it just happened while she was on the phone with her friend. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, she sees orbs. She's the one that saw Mother Mary. Remember the
That's
apparition?
right,
Yeah.
Jen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
So, perfect cards for you. Notice signs, right? Which you do.
Mhm.
And it's reaping, right? You're harvesting. The more you use this, the more you're going to see it, the more is going to come your way. And you're going to be able to manifest through them.
Transition.
No.
She's going through a transition. Yeah.
I love that it was a brown feather, not a white
I
feather.
know.
This is like the message from Gabrielle because his is the hawk, the owl, that brown feather.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I got Awaken, which
Mhm.
is by no surprise, and then I got Light Body Crystal Grid. It was a transmission and an activation, and you can see all the lights right there.
Wow.
Man, I love that card.
Yeah.
I got indecision. So you've got two different things that you can think about right now. I don't know what your choice is here, but it feels like you need to make a choice, or you are making a choice on something coming up. And here's your community. So the goddesses, right? The
Mhm.
priestesses. But I do feel like somebody was holding that feather. That there was a person there
Oh,
holding it and
Mm.
and working with it, perhaps.
Mhm.
blessing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
using it with sage.
Yep. And
Yeah.
Sherry, the person she was on the phone with, um, she she's seeing a lot of hawks. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hawks.
Mhm.
Oh, huh. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect connection with Gabrielle.
Yeah. Amazing.
You know, I use a feather when I need to sweep and sweep energy away, and I don't have one of my witchy brooms. I've always got a feather nearby. I use a feather to do the same thing. So somebody was
Uh-huh.
clearing away, definitely. And
Yeah. There's also some that zigzag is a very healing thing that you might do to clear a room out.
That's
And it's
true.
also one of the master signs for Reiki. So,
Medium Kim
Right.
also does the this kind of work.
oh, the figure
Yeah.
eight.
Figure eight.
Figure eight. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's zigzag 3 times.
yep,
Ooh.
that's that.
Jen. Hi,
Yeah.
Paul.
Jen, are you thinking about doing Reiki or becoming a Reiki master? Or are you already?
I don't think she is already, but
Yeah.
she's a wounded healer. You know what I mean? She's going
Mhm.
through that huge transition after going through all these health issues she's had. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's amazing.
very cool. Hi,
Okay.
Marella. Christine. It's great to see all of you. Yeah. You haven't yet? Okay. I don't know who this dream belongs to, Terry. It's after Jen's. Um,
Um, is it, and it's, whoa.
somebody was a shapeshifter and their protection, and
Oh,
Oh, that's Rossi, I think, isn't it?
that's
Ross,
Rossi's. It
Yeah.
went backwards. Oh, okay. All right.
About and seeing the fairy.
Yeah.
Yes, the
The
fawns.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's
That's right.
Rossi's.
Why is it backwards? It's I don't know.
I don't
Do you
know.
need me to
And
put it in
you know
again?
what? I didn't
Yeah.
put it in like that, so it must have just, sometimes
Spirit.
it does that when we've got a lot of them coming in.
Okay.
Do you see the beginning of it?
I don't. Well, yeah. It's Rossi. It says Rossi and then dream.
Okay, Rossi Dream One.
Yeah.
I dreamt I was walking outside and looked over to my left and looked to an area where a woman shapeshifted to a fairy fawn. Ooh, I like that. Two, she was nervous and panicked because she did not want me um, to do a
Behind
clearing.
her. Is it?
Oh, coming behind her, maybe. I
Yeah.
felt he was a shapeshifter too. No, that's six.
No, that's six. Oh my goodness.
Maybe this is it. To do a
Um.
clearing.
Yeah.
And several people looked up. There was a man on the ground working. He looked at me surprised and scared. He looked like behind me in fear. Behind me was a large black wolf that followed it. Oh no, that's not right either.
No, it's
We're
number.
almost
It
that.
was. Let's see. She did not want me to see it or bring attention to it. I continued
Thank you.
walking and found myself in a tunnel. I saw a shadow figure blocking the exit. I continued walking past it, but was not able to get through. Then entered a clearing, and several people looked up. There's a man on the ground. He looked at me surprised and in fear, and a wolf that was following behind me. He was a shapeshifter. I felt the wolf was their protection, but also they feared its strength. The wolf just sat down and looked at me. He behaved like a dog, waiting for me to tell him what to do.
Wow.
A lot of
Okay.
negative, dark energy, but a lot of shape shifting. Things aren't what they seem.
Well,
I wondered if she slipped into another universe.
I think she did.
yeah.
I really do
Oh,
did. Because Rossi, you've got the skill of communication, right? In many different forms. This card represents communication in many different forms, which includes shape-shifting. And I look at this and I just see you're traveling, you're going somewhere.
mhm.
This is, you know, like this is spirit. It's another one, another universe. You stepped into this timeline. And then it's part of Earth School. What does it say? Life's lessons, self growth, study higher learning, which you are. You're a constant student.
Yep.
This is life's lessons and stuck to it. There she is.
Oh,
Hmm.
And there's your wolf. And you got the love because you do emanate that.
yep.
Hadarian energy, uh, sorry, codependency boundaries set. So it is just your ability to communicate with these entities and elementals.
We got closure.
Awesome.
Some kind of closure is what I got.
I, Rossi, I wonder too if that wolf, it just he was there for protection, and I think maybe in this realm, it's reminding you that you are protected, and to maybe to let go of your fears, because there was a little bit of fear with that when the wolf appeared, like, is he going to attack? He kind of looked mean, and to let go of your fears. And I also get that you have valuable insights coming in, and teachings coming your way. And all of us are teachers and students at times, and so I do get that you're going to be getting a lot of upgrades coming in.
Yeah, that's school, life's school, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And you knew the wolf, and the wolf knew you,
Right.
which
And
was, yeah, it was like common. It was just like no big deal. He
the
was looking at you like, what
canine,
do I do now? Huh?
canine loyalty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's good. So balance, but look at this clock, different timelines, different dimensions, 4 quarters. So 4 moons. So really interesting. And then also I got barrier. So, but I feel like there's not a barrier for you. And there's a lot of shapeshifters. The trees are shapeshifters. The
Mhm.
hairy people are shapeshifters. Kali, the dragons, they're all shapeshifters. So, and a lot of the birds are too, the winged ones. So, there's a lot of shapeshifting going on. What you got, girl?
I have a fly that won't go away.
It's your Christmas fly. He'll be dead by then.
He's a
Oh,
shapeshifter.
crazy. It's
Bad.
loud. It's so big. It's one of those biggies, Anyway,
Oh, those are so
Yeah.
annoying.
yeah, they are. Yeah.
Patricia got loyalty, and wolves have such a solid
Yeah,
family
they
unit.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
absolutely.
part of their tribe, maybe. That's interesting. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Next. Sorry, guys. This isn't what we did to that. I'm so sorry about that, Rossi. How it messed up it gets. Sometimes when we copy and paste, it goes haywire. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Donna Marie. I had a dream of being on a plane. All of a sudden, all the flight attendants were wearing white t-shirts and white pants. I've had 4 consecutive nights of dreaming on being on a plane. Any thoughts?
Traveling, that's for sure. Moving on
Mhm.
up. Hmm.
It's interesting because they're in white pants and white shirts, which is plain clothes. Um, now I hear myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does somebody have on a second thing? I think it's gone now.
Okay.
I don't know what.
I was just thinking plain clothes, and we have a lot of people right now that are hiding their identities.
Mm.
And it's like we're living on a different plane of existence. I don't know.
Oh, that's gorgeous. The plane is the plane.
Yeah.
The card I pulled was lifting the veil. And
Oh.
two that goes with it basically is what you were just saying, questioning everything.
Mhm.
Anything uh, I'm sorry, anything unaligned must go. And how long does white clothes stay white?
Mhm.
Not long in my house.
No. I've put it on. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spill coffee, sure, as it can be.
4 planes in 4 nights. That's
Oh,
interesting. That may be prophetic, right?
well,
And I get
right.
you're leveling up. That
Yeah.
you're leveling up, and 4 usually is the number of angels, so 4. So
And
you know
balance. Okay?
yeah.
Balance.
Isn't, yeah.
But and it's all 8 directions. The tob, which is all 8 directions of the medicine wheel.
Uh-huh.
Because you not only have north, south, east, and west, but you got the cross corners as well, which
Uh-huh.
takes us to the Andean cross. And in the cross of that, in the center of the cross, is the portal that we
Uh-huh.
go through. And the Andean cross reflects that going up, steady, going down, steady, ups, here we go again. And so it's all part of that, but you have to go through all 8 of those on the medicine wheel to truly find healing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it might be prophetic, and I think it might also have something to do with a crash. Not with you, Donna Marie, but you might
Right.
be seeing
Right.
something coming up. Um, and it depends on what you think of what white means, right?
Yeah.
Now, traditionally in the Eastern cultures, this is worn for what can be worn for graduation if you're
Mm-hmm.
moving on, but it's also worn for burial ceremonies.
And
So
weddings.
crematory.
Yeah.
No, they don't wear white at weddings.
Not
They
in
wear
the,
colors, not
Who?
the Asians.
Oh, the Asians. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I was just talking about that culture.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah,
fine.
you're right.
Yeah.
No, weddings do. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, we do. So I don't know. So it could have something to do with that. Let's kind of keep an eye on that
and
Yeah.
because you're very intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
thought of angels right off the bat.
Yeah.
Well,
This
You
yeah.
is
know,
interesting.
there are guardians and guides, and what are,
Mhm.
assistants up in the air, but that's what they do. They bring you your little drink and they take it away and you give you a bag of peanuts and that's gone and then you land.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But she's got a new spirit guide and was given a walking stick to open and close portals. So, I can't stop thinking about the fact that it may be prophetic.
Yeah.
Hopefully not, that it's not a bad thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Navajo.
But these we're opening our senses, we're opening our intuition, and we will get things like this and
Yeah. Yeah.
synchronicities, more and more synchronicities.
Yeah.
So yeah. The best thing that we can do is to give them a lot of love and wish for
Yes.
the best beneficial outcome. So, we don't want to be hard about it, but we want to look at it with empathy and compassion, but not
Correct.
be tied to the outcome.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So now I'm looking back into the stars. Sorry, guys. Are we on to Jules now or Scott? We want Scott now.
Let's see.
No,
Not
peace,
Elise.
mama.
You don't see Elise there? Elise is there.
Oh, now I see Elise.
Okay. And
Yep.
she's got
Okay.
below what Jeff is and Miss Sherlock. There's more than one. So just so you know, I thought there
Oh,
was. No, now I don't see it. So here we go
okay.
again.
Okay, everybody.
Oh,
The first part of it is at 411.
Okay,
this.
got it. Okay, this is a dream from last month. I was at a Delaware beach with a friend, but then,
Oops.
well, that's
Then that
okay.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah. But then it was suddenly a beach on the Baltic Sea. Ooh.
Oh.
We were on the beach watching a giant wave come in, and it had a lot of white foam. The foam was in the shape of white horses. As they crashed on the beach, they became tourist stops. I know I displayed that with elk and reindeer antlers. And that just walked on by us. And it was like it was an ordinary day.
That's another shape shifting thing, isn't it?
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like we can't trust what's in front of us because it's changing all the time. I don't know.
Yeah,
Comes through in waves.
It comes in waves. Yeah.
more water.
Yeah. And white horses. Here we go with white again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and the Triceratops, so that's returning to, the ancient past and the monster and all of
Yeah.
that business. But even he had calmer antlers instead of, the furl and all of that. And
Yeah.
um, and Triceratops had armor, so he actually
That's
was
true.
one of the gentle animals, or considered at the time, because he had his own protection, he bulldozed everybody out of the way.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I hope everybody's okay.
I
Okay,
hope so too.
yeah. So I also feel like so the white horses coming through the foam and the waves. There's a famous painting, and a lot of times for feng shui, you'll have that in your house in the east,
Yeah,
and it's a sign of good fortune. So this could be good fortune coming in, and then becoming like this huge passionate beast that's not necessarily a beast, right? We look at them like that, but they were herbivores, Old Silver says. Yeah. They
yeah,
were powerful. So all this power coming in. I also feel like Elise, and see if you think this fits for you, but I feel like this could also be perhaps a timeline change and going back to whatever we would have called that dimension. Would that have been second dimension? When I don't know, it could have been third dimension still when the triceratops were around. So just acknowledging that too, and it's interesting that we're seeing these things happen and people are seeing us and they're not surprised to see us. Like,
Right?
yeah,
right. I
Yeah.
mean, we could
but
debate. Sorry.
oh no, sometimes they are and they're like, you're not supposed to be able to see us, but you guys have this power now. At least a past life, for sure, it could have been that too.
Yeah,
But you can be going back to that dimension right now.
right. Because
Yeah.
time is not linear, it's an orb, and we stand here and we look all around and decide where we want to go, and all around there's a different world. It's like, what was the one with that Jules Verne wrote, where he goes back and comes through one of the worlds.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, he goes
Oh
to
yeah.
land on one shore and it's all these
Yeah.
dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting, Lorraine. Yeah. All that white for purity. That could be it. Which
Yeah.
is why we wear it for
Right.
funerals. Yeah. Yeah. Hey Amanda. You're up late from
Yeah.
Monday. Okay. Now. Or
Jeff, I think
early.
Jeff
Oh,
is
what were you
next.
gonna say?
I think Jeff is next. Were you going to say something else? I'm sorry.
No, I
was-
wasn't. You go ahead.
Oh, everything
You got
okay
it.
in your home though?
Yeah. Is everything okay, Ellie?
Yeah.
She starts to drink water and then she starts coughing and brings all the water back out. And it's getting more and more congested. So
I'm so sorry.
that's all right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's taking care of her. So
That's great.
your dreams are once again over the last month are becoming more vivid. Finally, why, I wonder.
I think because the veil is really thin.
Yeah.
And so I think our daydreams and our night dreams, because the veil is so thin, everything is coming in just loud and clear. I mean, I've been seeing stuff in my daydreams, like wild stuff. In my dreams at night have been really vivid. So, and you're such a sensitive and intuitive, Jeff, that you're just, that's what I feel is because
Yeah.
it's the veil.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The veil
Yeah.
is thin, and you are moving on up.
Yep.
That's cool,
Immerse
Jeff.
yourself in it, hon.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Right?
You're more
Just
open to it too, Jeff. So if that's the case, yeah, they're saying prepare. You're being prepared.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
The bottom energy is that card barrier, but that's setting your boundaries and putting up, okay, I'm going this way, but they can't get into my house while I'm gone. You know?
yeah.
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 Mhm.
I pulled flow. So just sit back and watch.
Enjoy the ride.
Make some popcorn.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
Yep. Maureen,
Oh,
there you
thank
go. Yeah.
I've had 2 dreams about the toddler in chief. And in my dreams, he is holding his head in his hands, and he is in agony. However, there's a weird part. I woke up both times with dried blood in my nose.
Ooh.
Wow.
Has he been hitting you in the head when you're sleeping?
um,
How's the humidity in your house? I mean, just a
yeah.
logical thing. How's the humidity in your house? Are you sleeping underneath a fan? That, of course, is on. And if the air conditioner is on as well, all of
It
those
could
things.
be that she got a whiff of him, and
That's
because it's not a good smell, is what I hear. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be cruel. Yeah. Yeah. That toddler. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
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 Smells like raw meat. I heard. Yeah.
Is that?
Maureen, I get deep cellular healing, physically and emotional healing. That it's something that you've been going through while you've been sleeping, and obviously it's really powerful. If you're having blood in your nose that is dried up in the morning, but I mean, of course, if it continues or whatnot, I mean, this is entertainment purposes only. Then see the doctor. But I do get that you're going through a huge healing upgrade.
And
Yeah,
I think that there's a prophetic strain here as well.
I do
Because
too.
you know that he's destined, and breaths are limited according to Buddha, and he's right. And the man's in agony, we know that. He can't, he's got to have a lot of medication. So the card is barriers.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a popular one tonight, isn't it?
that's been
Isn't it?
around a lot.
It
And I'm
has.
shuffling. And reframe. The bottom card is reframe.
We've had that a few times too. I
Yeah.
pulled observe and look at that bed that's just floating away in the house. And I feel like that's you in bed, Maureen. Like you're going to different places. And he might be, this might be something that's going on with him right now. You might be kind of remote viewing while you dream. So just being aware of that. Hi, Mike. Okay, next, let me find it. Okay, we just did Maureen, Patricia.
By the
Okay.
way, don't forget about Warrior Widows.
Oh, I
Thing.
will get that next.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Patricia, a vision where I saw a stream of light come through the energetic bridge that is in my copper staked garden, went directly to Gaia's center with stream going outward around the ground of the bridge.
Whoa.
After adding 10 more copper stakes to my garden, got a bit dizzy and was woozy. Felt like I'm getting some kind of treatment when sitting there.
You are.
It's
You are.
copper.
Yeah. 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 You know, if you go, they have those meditation pyramids that you can sit in, and because it activates. And so even though there's nothing in a pyramid shape, you're right in the middle of all this copper. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Wow.
and she did it with intention. Patricia,
Right.
you bring intention to Gaia's center.
Yep.
So that's quite profound.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's telling you to jump in,
Oh,
jump in, loosen your grip.
look at that. Her
Jump
pyramid's
Oh,
in
I
in,
love that.
her garden's in a pyramid shape.
right?
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. You know, I love copper, so we talked about this, I think, last week, or maybe not on this show, maybe another one, but yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
And
pulled. Oh, go ahead.
well,
Sorry.
I just wanted to mention this is Andromeda energy, and I don't know if the other one says no.
Oh,
It doesn't give a star system or anything, but this is Andromeda energy. Yes, I agree.
Mhm.
yeah. That's beautiful. I pulled that you're awakening. You're finding your sacred purpose.
And look
Mhm.
at all that coppery looking
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The
I got manifest. So she's
Oh,
manifesting her dream.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I got
There are
emerging,
lines. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry.
emerging. I'm emerging into the light with joy and ease.
Oh, I love
You're
Nice.
that.
finding all those ley lines with that. There, and there's lots of little ones and little veins and just like, little offshoots and streams from bigger streams and ponds and so on and so forth. So when you hit one, you're all of them are coming from, oh, here's the mama. Let's go to the mama.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's talking about copper. Copper is an excellent conduit. Excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Crystals are
you
too.
look at the dowsing rods. We use dowsing rods.
Right. From copper.
Yeah.
They're
Mhm.
copper.
Yeah.
Oh. She says, Diane G mentioned she felt I was a grid line anchor. Yeah, we all are.
Hmm.
That's what we do,
Yeah.
Patricia. We hold light for everybody on the planet. And,
Mhm.
and it's nice that we're all kind of spread out. Like, Amanda's in England and we're here all over the country, all of us.
Hmm.
It's strategic.
Yep, we're
Mhm.
typically called to where we need to hold space for Gaia.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Debbie's been making them out of shells. Wow, that's so cool. Okay, next we are going to a delightful, beautiful thing here that I'm going to show you guys. So this is the lucid dream that Warrior Widow had.
Excuse me.
I need to find it right here. There it is. I'm going to enlarge that a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. And she wrote it all out in here. She really put in some time, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, she says, I'm in the water. There's no pain, but I'm shocked a bit. It's dark, I think, or it could be just that the entries so high above me, covering the sky with a sacred green. I don't feel cold, but there is something in the air, something in the sound of the world around me. Um, it was 2, maybe 3 um, more days of light, I think, left after a warm day. I seem to know that I seem to know that I should be quiet. I'm just still feeling the water on my naked skin. It's the perfect temperature and it lifts me lightly, dispersing my weight. There is such a lot of undergrowth. I can feel it with my chest and it reaches my chest and knows this place. It's familiar and I know the language here. Why the quiet? What do I feel? I'm bending my knees to be just to my neck. I need to take a moment. I have to breathe, feel. pull it in with my breath and intention, the smells, the sounds, everything a vibration. This feeling is the language. There is something I need to pay attention to. I close my eyes. And her face on this, you guys, I'm just going to enlarge this for you. So look away if you get dizzy. Um, it's like almost that she's a cat
Yeah.
in her face, and the eyes. It's so beautiful, and the water has the floating flowers in it. It's just so.
It's a looks like, so would that maybe be a Lyran lifetime?
Ooh, that could be
Oh, yeah. I never thought about that. Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Like I did get lost lands. I pulled a card and I got lost lands, and it says, "You've done this before."
Uh-huh.
Wow.
She says
Yeah.
there's a part 2, so I don't know if you have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. Oh, well, I don't.
Okay.
But I did. She also has these, this figure in the mirror behind her. Amazing.
Oh, yes, I can see it now. You mean behind? It's like at the top of her head, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
there's
Like a
almost
ghost
looks like a candle
apparition.
or a peace sign to the right of that.
Uh-huh. Yes, I can see that. It looks like an apparition, actually.
Yeah.
It comes out of this right side of her head. Oh, if you're looking at it, that side of the right side, and it goes up a little bit and down, close to the yellow placard.
Yeah.
See the peace sign? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
okay. I found the rest of it. She goes, I wish
Okay.
I could explain it all to you, but it's so long. But last Saturday night, I did a mass meditation, and I have been having these black shadows, this in my peripheral vision, shoulder height and fast. But the feeling was they were very giddy and silly, but cautious. It's like they were circling me and coming in closer and closer over a few days, checking me out, seeing if I was safe. On the Saturday night, they were the closest during the meditation. I just started channeling and I was already recording, so I've got it taped. Lucky because I couldn't remember a lot. They told us about 5D. They were having a huge party. They told us all this detailed information about society's structure, information, healing. Too much to put in an email, but I have the recording. Then the next morning they were gone after having them here for days, just like that. And I'm thinking, I hope I passed. Anyway, are you guys at an event or just visiting? Because if there's something oh, okay, that's a different part of it. Okay. Um, okay, and that's I think that's when I was in Sedona too. So she's asking about that. Okay. So so for days this went on.
Mhm.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
again, I got jump in,
Mm-hmm.
Andromeda, and I mean it looks like a cluster of stars when I see this, but when I look at the actual photo, there is something coming out of the very center. It's like the mote in God's eye because it does look like an eyeball as well, right?
Mhm.
And that what looks like the mote in God's eye is right there. And then the other, this is Andromeda, and then this one is Pleiades energy, which when I look at that, that's exactly what I think of as Pleiades. And that is visionary ideas being inspired, and it's big picture thinking. And
Yeah.
there's Pleiades in the center of the portal as they appear there. Oh,
Well, and this one didn't come in very clearly.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This
Yeah.
one it's really big, so it's really hard to
oh,
read.
Mhm.
Yeah, listening to the wind in the trees. Oh, that was black.
I got remember, which goes along with the Lyran lifetime. I'm feeling
Yeah.
very strongly that it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And I pulled Magician in the Mirror.
Oh,
So, yeah.
When the Lyra prism was shattered and went everywhere, wasn't Pallades one of the first places it went?
Oh,
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I think it's one of the first places.
Did this happen to her? Was she in Sedona?
no, this was not
Oh,
in Sedona.
okay.
Um,
But it
All right.
happened that week or last week?
it
All of
happened last week.
I
This
know.
one happened last week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, amazing. Thank you
yeah,
so much. That
Yeah.
was beautiful.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
And, oh, go
Peace
ahead.
Mama, you have 4 out of 5 comes up as the first part of your dream. And it doesn't make sense because I never saw anything earlier than that. So if you have 1, 2, and 3, and 5, and you can put it up, that would be helpful. And we'll get back to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we already did Jen.
Scott's
Rossi.
next. He had a dream about being underwater.
Oh, good.
Yeah. That's emotional. You know,
Overwhelmed.
I feel as though I know last time you said your wife isn't necessarily on the same path that you are, and that may cause some emotional feeling. And your brother is there in some way comforting you, saying you're doing the right thing, keep going. That's kind of what I get, because water is emotion as well. So
I got strength. So exactly, Allie. His
mhm.
your brother there's Scott. He's giving you strength and comforting you and just and letting you know and that everything's going to be okay. And chances are he's given you a lot of guidance too from the other side. So yeah, he's advocating for you.
Mhm. Yep.
So going
Wow.
along with what Allie was saying about your relationship, this says cracked open,
Ah.
right? And the message beneath it is that's rock bottom. You've hit it. Now there's no place to go but up.
Mhm.
So surrender to the alchemy of life. You can take course as well as be the course that you need.
Mhm.
And I think that that's part of the message is you're so overwhelmed with all of this that maybe it's time to look at things more seriously in this relationship.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah. I got release. So
Use
maybe,
that water.
yeah,
Yeah.
the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes we're so filled with the story, whether it's grief or pain or, you know, sorrow,
Right.
and letting it go. And I love that your brother's there to comfort you because sometimes we have stories about our family, and especially when they're on the other side, even if that includes in a dream, right?
Mhm.
That they don't have that kind of stuff. Yeah, cleansing as well, right, Charlie? I love that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah.
All right. Kelly, did you go?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I pulled the strength card.
Okay. That's right. All right. Jules, you had a dream that your sister-in-law was being walked up the alleyway toward me between 2 rows of houses. It was sunset. She was wearing my mother's old shirt. She walked right beside me on my left side and turned to look back at me and said, "I'm leaving and I'm not coming back." The sun continued to set.
Well, the left side is the mother
Whoa.
side.
Yeah, it is. It's the spiritual side. Yeah.
Hmm. Receiving.
Is your sister still here on this side?
Is
Or
her
ha-
sister-in-law? But yeah,
Okay. Has she crossed over?
she was being walked up the alleyway, so she wasn't on her own, right? She was
You're right.
being walked up the alleyway, towards me in between two houses. Wow.
These two cards came up, and they may be valid. It says the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, suffering, suffering through love.
Mm.
Well, and we have these, they're not houses, but we have this. Here's the path in the center of the mountain. And then, oops, the hierarch, which is longing for home, homesick with
Okay.
stars.
She
But
wants to go.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
She wants to go to the other side.
Okay. Oh, longing for the stars.
Yeah, she wants to be with her husband.
She's
And her daughter's. It might be premonition, hon.
Yeah.
It might be because I got transition.
Okay.
Yeah. And going up the alleyway between the two houses, that's the in between.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. In here, it is water right there. Right. I mean, once you get down inside, it doesn't transmute to the picture very well, I don't think, but that's water, and it's a pathway. Certainly keep your feet wet going up.
Yeah.
But I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I got balance. So again, the timelines.
And look at the paths.
Yeah. Yeah. So 4 seems to stand out in this to me. So I don't know if it's 4 months, 4 years, 4 days. I don't know. But the number 4, it could be how many siblings there were in that group or something too, or children. Yeah.
And just keep sending her love, lots of love.
Yeah.
We aren't taking any more new questions, everybody. We're over an hour, but I'm just trying to finish one up for Peace Mama that she's giving to me. That's what you thought too? Okay. Jules believes that, yeah. There's a lot of times there isn't much time between the death of a spouse and the other spouse leaving.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right. Thank you, Mary. All right. Yeah, it does. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I send good juju to her, dear. Much love. And all right, we'll do Erin Marie's and then Veritas, and then by then I should have the rest of what Peace Mama's trying to put together here for me. So
okay.
Yeah. All right. So the other day I dreamt I was in a car with some people I never met in waking life, and the driver crashed into a wall that had a high garage door like a warehouse. I survived, but the car was badly bent out of shape and I couldn't move. You were in a car. You were a passenger in the car, I'm guessing, because you didn't say you were driving the car. So you aren't in control of what the situation is showing you. And then you got the accident happened and you couldn't move. And do you sense, Erin, that was because you were hurt or fearful or a combination? You were in the back seat. Okay.
So the car just crushed around, so they couldn't get open.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Erin, I got impulse, and right now the energy is really impulsive and kind of chaotic that is around us, and so honing that in and bringing it in. I also got cut cords, and so it says divine protection, cut cords, and breakthrough energy. Well, there's the crash, the breakthrough, that and this is something that you can do on your own, Erin. You can cut your cords and it and I get, if you do that, there is going to be a breakthrough, but really be aware of the impulse energy around you.
Mhm. Yep.
As surmounting as all of that is, being trapped and what you have to go through to get out of that kind of a situation is like leaping over an elephant, right? But forgive the driver, because he didn't know he was so out of control. Doesn't mean you have to build a relationship on your side in this world. You survived, and you can survive without them. Moving on from here.
There is some
Yeah.
aspect of your life that does not feel it's in control.
Yes, and
You've taken a back seat to something. Yeah.
exactly. Like,
She's in between apartments and trying to get herself together. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
ah,
Yeah. Yeah. You're not in the driver's seat. And now you feel sort of pinned into where you are. And you can't move. You don't know what to do. You don't know whether to go this way or that way or whatever. Do you also have your stuff in storage? Because that might be the warehouse.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
great. And the card that I didn't show is this one, loosen your grip.
Uh-huh.
And right below that was all paths lead home, a new home. And then that is your inner authority, take control. Intuition, turn your gaze within.
Mhm.
So those that you're trying to get away from, forgive them and get away from them.
Yeah. I pulled synchronicities. So, things are going to come around.
Yeah.
Just kind of put things in motion. I know you've got most of your stuff in storage. What I love about this, Erin, is that you're calm. You're witnessing everything
Yeah.
happen,
Yeah.
and you're watching it, and you're calm. And then I pulled ponder. So stay calm,
Yeah.
because out of curiosity is when you find what happens. You forgot to add the A.
No, that's somebody else. That's Peace
Oh,
Mama.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
sorry.
have this one, and look at the bed. It's in suspension,
Oh,
where you're staying at a place and you're sleeping on a bed that isn't yours, and you're being asked to observe. Oh my goodness! But look, it's hanging. You're in suspended animation, so to speak. Yeah.
and she's in the in between. So the in between state is where we create abundance and we make things happen. And I think a lot of us are in that in between state right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in one way or another. It's beautiful, Erin.
Yeah.
Good luck, honey.
Yeah. Very much so. All right. So we got Veritas. In my dream, my late brother told me, it's your job to sell the house. Then my dad left the house on a vacation, and then my brother left the house. Am I supposed to sell our current beloved house? Wow.
You're the boss, Veritas.
I think you're the decider.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that really what your brother and your father might do? Just kind of leave it in your hands? They're too busy with going on an adventure. That's what I got out of this. And you're stuck with the physical manifesting. Yeah. Anyway. Kelly?
I get no that it's not a good time right now to sell your house. And I got to have patience.
Okay. That's very true. It's kind of a wonky time.
Yeah, I pulled surrender. So I agree. Yeah, my card goes with that too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Awesome. Diana, did you go? No, go ahead.
I got containment. Hello. You're in the house. And it's your conveyance, right? it's up to you. They're telling, if your question is, am I the one supposed to be? Well, isn't this kind of like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't? But what the girls are saying, yeah, this is not a good time to be putting a for sale sign on anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you love the house and want to keep it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
keep it.
keep it.
Mhm.
Let
Yeah.
them buy you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the boss.
Or right? Or you buy them out, or however that should be said.
Yeah.
Terry, I'll let you. Peace Mama did put everything in order. So,
Um, okay. Okay. Peace, Mama. Nope. That's not going to work out. Let me keep them going.
nope, it's for, I'll put it up.
Oh, I see it. It's coming. Or no, I don't. Okay. If you can get the first one, I can probably get.
That's the first one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks. 1. I'm 4 or 5. I was at a hacienda with 2 Mexican ladies, a young middle-aged, who got on a bus and went on their journey. Then I walked down a long, narrow, wooded path barefoot. At the end of the path to my, let me see.
Do I need to find it for you?
Yeah,
There you go.
I found 4.
To the
Right. There's an old limestone schoolhouse. I wanted to go there to explore the history, but turned left. My daughter was suddenly with me, and we entered a building with high ceilings to walk down a corridor with music from all eras and diverse cultures I knew. At the back was an old Mexican lady with a round face and bright eyes who smiled broadly with a toothless smile, and a man with a round face. With shining eyes and a broad nose. Behind them was a succulent white wild rose with red dots the old lady smiled at me with. Wow. Her heart and said, Brawn.
Strong. Huh.
The lady said about the flower, it's not what you think it is. All right.
Well,
Persecution of immigrants in Mexican immigrants.
yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody dresses so fine, and
Uh-huh.
then they throw them in cages with alligators all around.
Music from cultures that my feeling is that this is speaking to the fact that we are trying to rid our country of the diversity in which we all can grow from, but they're ripping it away because you got music from all eras. You got the limestone schoolhouse. You wanted to explore the history, but you ended up going down another corridor, and you saw people smiling, and they aren't criminals and they aren't bad people. But what about the white rose?
That's like the sheep or the sheep in wolves, the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
And a white rose is purity, but there's
with red dots.
There's blood splattered on the
Yeah.
innocent.
They've paid with their blood. Yeah.
Injustice just jumped out of the deck. And when you were saying all of these different types of music, my first thing was this is diversity. These are the brown skinned people who are being persecuted the most because I can't talk.
We know what we know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
That's
seems
beautiful.
pretty much the truth here.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
It is. Yeah.
I pulled the card and it's commit, but if you look at that flower, I think it's the moon, but it's got red speckles, red
Wow.
speckles on it. And I got commit, and then I got empathy. And this is something that empathy, isn't this what our country and world needs a little bit more of? We need a little bit more empathy. You know, we're all brothers and sisters, and you know, we're here to take care of one another, not persecute one another and put people in cages and lock people up. And so that empathy, I think, really hits home. Terry, you pulled that same card.
I did. I
Commit.
pulled commit as well. Yeah, I got commit and ponder. So think about it. Um, it's interesting. I was kind of looking at a different point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so peace, mama, whatever works for you. But I was kind of thinking about there's so many indigenous tribes in Mexico and so much indigenous energy there. And coming back to a simpler time with the hacienda and the old roads and whatnot, and the narrow path and walking barefoot and
Yeah.
seeing the beauty in it, the beauty in this old
Of the
space,
simple. Yeah. The
the
simple
simple.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also going into that white rose, which is purity, but then with mixed with red could be unity. So, but I kind of like both sides of it, the way that we're both talking about it, because it can
Mhm.
go either
It can
direction
go either way.
and
I
maybe,
got ego is what I got.
oh, yeah,
And to pull this all together, it's an old lady and an old man, and they're
Mm-hmm.
grinning because they know in the end they're going to win and they're going to be back in their dirt road and still just happy as can be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, you,
Yeah.
you can't take the joy out of them.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
They
maybe
don't.
this is where we're headed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Empathy is under fire. You're right. Yes.
Right.
Oh,
Mhm.
there was an underground group called the White Rose giving out pamphlets telling of the horror of what the Nazis were doing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Interesting.
I forgot about that. You know,
Wow.
well, and all the indigenous tribes, whether they're
Uh-huh.
from India, Pakistan, and live here. He's isolating one, but how long before he goes after the Native American again, and how long before he goes?
Yeah.
And he's
It's
also
that poem. They
yeah,
came for this group and then they came for that group, but I was not that. So yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
the rose
Okay.
is indigenous of a mountain
She
area.
looked
Okay.
it up after what she said, and that's what she found out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, yes, J Cat Lady, you're absolutely right.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. It is a succulent, not a regular rose like from the desert. All right.
Okay.
Mm.
The desert
A lot of
rose.
white again, though, as somebody mentioned as well. You were thinking of the white rose movement, yeah.
Yeah,
Mama
yeah.
Ruby was the mama
The
of
mom.
that. She was the foster mom.
Okay. Yes.
Here.
Peace Mama lived in several foster homes, and
Yes.
she's spoken of this woman before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mama Rodriguez. How beautiful. I
I
love
know.
that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where we're headed, you guys. A lot of people see us headed to a community based population where there's less overhead government and more communities, almost more tribal.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
which sounds kind of beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. But I love that. Just to see when you talked about the beautiful old woman with no teeth and her smile.
Yeah.
I just thought, don't you want to
Yeah.
be that person that like, hey, I'm going to smile. I'm going to do anything I want to do.
It's like I see this person in a white top that
Yeah.
ties here and is around, and this big skirt, big colorful skirt. Yeah. Yeah. Making tortillas or something. Yeah.
Yep.
The embroidery, the flower embroidery on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The golden age, Lorraine says. Yeah. Christine says, I love that we're all in it. Yeah.
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 Oh.
Well, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a
A
great
great
way to
weekend.
end it.
Yes, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for being with us tonight. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank
keep
you.
your eyes out for unusual things like planes and watery events and things like that, because usually one of us and more of us than one get the same message at the same time. So, yes, it is her piece, Mama. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so
That's
glad.
just beautiful. I just love that.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for sharing her.
Yes,
Yeah.
That warmed my heart. It really
yes,
did.
it did. And thank you for putting it in. All of a sudden, I saw 4 out of 5, but there was never anything else, and I don't know why. So, thank you for putting it
Yeah.
back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Kelly, you have a message that Bora Bora is thanking you for your support of her internet issues. And Bora Bora
Oh,
has been jumping from place to place here today. She is a
Oh,
fabulous, and the other moderators as well. So we thank all the moderators on all the
yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
channels.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Yes. Sweet
Bye.
dreams, everybody.
Sweet dreams.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Nighty night.